Hey, what's up guys, DBL here, and today we're bringing you a preview of what you can expect with the Eotw podcast that's set to start recording this week and have its first release next week. Now, this discussion here lasted about 37 minutes or so and is between the three main hosts of the Eotw podcast, myself, BlackVox, who you guys know from my live streams, and Nate, a good buddy of mine who used to run the Eotw podcast. It was super duper fun, and it covers a wide variety of topics, so I hope you guys enjoy. Now, there's no gameplay footage or anything going along with this. It's just a straight podcast. I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I want to do video-wise when it comes to uploading the full episodes. But anyways, that's about enough of an intro. Here is a sneak peek of what you can expect with the End of the Week podcast. Hope you guys enjoy. Now, it's kind of funny we're mentioning office chairs. I literally just got an office chair, last Wednesday.
Congratulations.
For, the past, 8-9 years. I've just had this little wooden, desk, or little wooden, porch chair that I've sat on, and it's the most uncomfortable thing in the world.
Not like these.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
And so I just buckled down and said, I can't take this no more. Not like this. I got to get an office chair, and this thing is amazing. It's got a Bluetooth speaker in it. I don't know why, but it does.
In the chair?
In the chair. It's got a Bluetooth speaker in the freaking chair.
That's amazing.
This thing is glorious. I love it.
Great.
Sliding up, sliding down.
Something else that's really nice about everybody recording their own audio tracks is if everybody starts talking over each other at once. There you go. 2 people are gone. Just
and I mean, like I said,
the important one
earlier, we really should have been doing it like this. Oh my gosh, all along back then. And this is really something I only thought about when, John, you would know, the Planet Destiny guys. Whenever I do dual comms with them for their podcast or for their streams or something, this is how we do it. They have a backup Skype recorder to get everybody's audio just in case something goes wrong, and they just have everybody record their own audio, and they send it in. And it gets edited by one guy and all put together. It's like, why weren't we doing that?
Yep.
Oh my gosh. So many weeks where Skype audio recorder just decided to flub and not work.
It's good for a backup.
I mean, beyond that.
Yeah, it's good for a backup.
It's great for a backup, but I could not convince anybody to, bother. I was doing all the editing and everything, and they couldn't even hit record with the...
Drew ain't got time for that. Ben ain't got time for that. Eric ain't got time for that.
The thing
they're
was...
too busy with their own endeavors.
Or is, for my Skype recorder, the one that's, backup recording this call right now, my connection isn't exactly the most stable, so I have cutouts almost every couple of minutes or so. And when I was editing a 2-hour-long podcast, you can imagine how anal I was about getting that exactly right. I would have moments where the call would cut out, and then 2 seconds later, the sentence that one person was saying would just go ahead and continue.
Picks back up?
It picks back up.
Yeah.
So I doctored it to the point where you couldn't even tell. I was just let me just slow this down, and let me just take this part out, this silent part.
Yeah,
because
editing, man.
Because during those silences, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and edit this, and these guys can't hear me since my connection is totally cut out right now. So one time when it cut out, I just said fuck. I just edited that whole part out. I was like, okay, I'm gonna take care of this later. So it really doesn't matter.
Yeah,
I don't know how much you guys deal with this, but this is giving me deja vu with waveform hypnosis.
Oh.
Where you're just watching the waveform fill.
You're just watching it go up and down.
It's just very soothing.
And down. Hypnotic, not soothing.
And then someone bangs their desk, and then there's the giant one that blows out everybody's speakers.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I spilled everything in my room on my laptop. Can somebody please fill up some space? Thanks.
You've done that before. Except not on your
I've done that
laptop, on your
before.
computer.
It
ripped.
Yeah.
Ripped Nate's computer.
No, it's fine. It's the same computer I'm using right now.
Oh, you did? It's the same one you spilled soda on?
Yeah, it just I got really pissed off at it, and I put it in its own little space in the room.
As if it was the computer's fault.
As if it was the computer's fault. And a couple months later, I was just like, I'm going to go out and buy a new computer. But just in case, and I turned it on and it's worked fine ever since.
And it boots right back up. Well, thank goodness for that. You didn't have to spend a bunch of money on a new computer, because that's the one you built, right?
That's the one I built with your help.
That was a pretty decent computer, as I recall.
Mm-hmm. No, it's great. I love it. It's my work computer right now because it's the only thing that handles the resolutions I work at for work.
Oh yeah, doing your game design stuff. Cool.
Mm-hmm. Which I am under NDA, so I can't talk about that on the.
I ain't gonna ask you about it. I wasn't gonna say anything about it, Nate.
Can I ask what genre it is?
Well, we're working on 2 different projects, so
2 different games.
Yeah, one's an RPG and the other one's an RPG.
RPGs,
like everything falls under the category of RPG nowadays. So
yeah, I guess that's true because a lot of the action games and trying to improve your character, no matter like what the game is, I guess RPGs have just become the staple of gaming. I mean, even shooters.
Yeah.
Nowadays have RPG elements, like even Call of Duty does, when you just improve your character and get your loadouts how you want them and that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how the role-playing element has just kind of worked its way into so many other game types that you really wouldn't have expected it. I mean, look at Destiny. Destiny's an RPG.
Call of Duty's an RPG. License. Yeah. I guess that's what it goes by. It goes by a MMORPG shooter, but games like Metal Gear, where you have these rank up systems and you're trying to improve your weapons and loadout and get the right things for them, you really wouldn't expect them. Oh, and the whole soldier stuff too, when you're just abducting soldiers and stuff to improve your base. That sort of thing isn't really written on the package for its genre,
Yeah, that's actually a really interesting point. Like, how do you categorize an RPG in which you're role-playing as infinite amounts of people?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like Fire Emblem. Like, you're technically role-playing as everyone.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Unless you play on the Pansy difficulty, in which everyone lives, because...
Wait, there's a Pansy difficulty now?
Yeah, dude. Like, you can save everyone. Even if someone dies, it just says, so-and-so has retreated.
Okay, look, the last Fire Emblem...
Have you played the new...
The last Fire Emblem game I played was Ike's second one. So I haven't done Awakening, I haven't done Shadow Dragon, I haven't done any of those.
I played Radiance before Awakening, and when I saw that option, I was like, are you serious right now? Like,
wait, it was in that one too?
No. When I got to Awakening after playing Radiance, like a couple of years ago, I turned on Awakening and it asked me, and it said, which difficulty do you want to play on? I'm like, okay, I know there's different difficulties like normal and hard, but one of the options was that if someone died,
casual.
Casual. If someone actually if their hit points hit 0, they would just go ahead and retreat and not die. I'm like, what?
What is this baby garbage?
Yeah, baby shit, dude.
The reason why that's a good fit for this Fire Emblem Awakening is because your characters can get into a relationship and eventually have children, and those children can join you in battle.
Yeah.
So, if you spend the whole game, say, trying to get character A and B together, and then, just as you're about to do it, they die, and then you're fucked, that's no fun. So, I guess that's why they added that.
My child died.
Rip the dream.
He got
child labor. Yeah. I don't care. Every day.
Bopperone.
Not like child soldiers. From Metal Gear to Fire Emblem.
I was going to say, Metal Gear didn't handle it very well either.
I'm just sitting here back in my day, when a soldier died, he was dead! This baby mode garbage.
Now back to vocal cord parasites.
Wolbachia, copulation, male to female.
But another thing that's interesting about the casual difficulty for Fire Emblem is it's the most popular Fire Emblem ever. Just for that reason, they weren't even going to put it in because even the game developers were like, it kind of destroys the feel of the game, and so they're like, no, we got it. This is going to be the last Fire Emblem. Got to make sure everybody plays it, and it worked.
Well, and you're absolutely right with that. It's appealing to a wider market now. That's a little bit younger in age, a little bit maybe less in terms of skill. And that's making a game a little bit easier like that, giving a little bit of a crutch, is definitely a sign of wider market appeal. It's you see it in all kinds of games, and I'm not mad about it. I just didn't know about it. I ain't know you could go
Right.
with baby mode on these games.
I mean, let's be real. Games today have actually dropped in difficulty by a significant margin. Not to say that that's bad, because it's trying to appeal to a wider audience and therefore sell more, copies, and therefore make more revenue for these companies. Difficulty before was kind of a restriction on sales, because someone would pick up the game and in 5 minutes they couldn't do anything without biting the dust, and then they're left saying, I don't know if I want to keep on playing this, and then they start to question it, and then they said, you know what, screw it, it's not worth it. It's not worth trying to, getting good at this game for, so and so hours of entertainment. So I'm just going to go ahead and drop it. And companies notice that, and they say, we have to sell units, we have to make revenue, so let's try and tone it down a bit. And over the past, I'd say 10 years, it's been looking more and more like that with certain RPG series and just games in general. I mean, you don't see too many Mega Man 2s roaming the market saying, "Yo, what's up?" I mean, you have like Meat Boy and stuff, and you have other hard games.
Any Mega Man 2s.
Yeah, I'd say like your Dark Souls series is like the pioneer of that, where they're the last shining beacon of difficulty in the video gaming market.
The last shining beacon saying, "Screw you" to the player. I will kill you in whatever way I can. Mm-hmm. But, you're absolutely right. It's a sign that the gaming market today is a lot bigger than it was in, say, 1991. And, to increase that market, to get to where it was today, it did have to expand and, maybe make games a little bit easier and hold players' hands a little bit more. You don't have games like, oh gosh, let's say Sam and Max or the original Grim Fandango, where you're literally dropped into a game, not given any clue about what to do, and you have to figure out the most arbitrary and just ridiculous puzzles to progress through the game. Nowadays, it's a lot easier. I think the most difficult puzzle game I got is Uncharted, and that's ludicrously easy.
No.
I mean, you have beacons on your map telling you where to go in most games. They're like, hey, this is your next OBJ. Go ahead and, go to it, man. It's like, I got you, game.
And if you forget, here's your next OBJ. I'll send you a notice on every loading screen saying, here's where you need to go next. And just in case you forgot, here's what else you can do.
It's funny. Like, maybe like a couple years ago, back when Ego Raptor made his whole big rant about that kind of stuff in Sequelitis, everybody got on board, and everybody was like, yeah, we hate that stuff, and developers listened, and they were like, oh, okay, well, let's tone that down a little bit. And then there was just like this small period of time where there were games with no like objective markers or mini-maps or anything like that. People flipped the heck out. I flipped out.
You can't take it away once it's been given out, man.
Mm-hmm. Because
you can't take it away.
It's become integral to the entire game. Like, you have to know where you're supposed to go. So that's why we had like a lot of games with like the shining trails in Fable, and the Dead Space dropping the little beacon on the floor.
Towers and
people
every
trying to come up with
Ubisoft game.
Oh God.
And Fable was good.
Fable was good.
Well, 1 and 2 were. Good. I'm not gonna say anything about 3. We don't talk about 3.
But it had co-op.
Nah.
Nah, B. Nah.
We don't talk about 3. 3 ruined Fable for me.
I think Peter Molyneux ruined Fable for you.
Yeah.
Oh.
He was too busy making Goddess.
And Milo?
Or whatever. Milo and all that stupid David Cage crap.
Oh, Sean.
Yo.
Did you see that Rare's been uploading developer interviews for the past couple months?
Dude, have you seen their Dream
beta
video?
Yeah, I saw it.
Oh my god! I've been watching all of those. They're all over YouTube right now.
Yep.
Utterly fascinating. I think the last one I watched was the one on Perfect Dark, and I watched that like a day or two ago. Utterly fascinating stuff, man. It's really cool what they're doing with that YouTube channel. It is. Are those videos that come with the Rare replay, or are they just doing that on their YouTube channel?
I think it may be on both. I think they may be just. I think they're just taking the scenes from the game and just uploading them straight to the YouTube page. The one that I'm kind of looking forward to is, well, at least what I'm looking forward to them doing is like showing us more of Sea of Thieves, because that actually looks pretty promising. Like, I say that Rare has dropped the ball in the past 10 years, but that game looks like Dream is rebooted, basically.
I mean, let's be fair. The only reason that Rare dropped the ball is because Microsoft put a leash around their neck and yanked them away from the ball.
Put them on the JV team. Say, you on JV now. Make Kinect games. Oh, no. And Viva Pinata.
Viva Pinata was decent. No, it was pretty decent. Same thing with Cameo.
That's why I said it wasn't bad. I
thought you said it was bad.
I said it wasn't bad. Viva Pinata wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But the rest was a whole lot of Kinect stuff.
I was going to say, you remember when Kinect was going to change the world? Like, gaming was going to be changed forever. I bought it. Day one.
Not only did you buy it, you bought it and made videos with Just Dance and Sonic Free Riders. I won't let you forget that.
I don't want to forget it. My back hasn't forgotten it.
The best part is you were like one of the first people on YouTube with Kinect videos, so they actually got a lot of exposure.
I think the first video I did was with a camcorder. I had to like hold a camcorder to my television.
Immortalized forever.
Massive.
Yeah, I gotta thank the Kinect because it screwed up my back so bad I'm not doing manual labor for the rest of my life. So,
yay! I mean, that's a real glass half full kind of mentality there.
I'm mostly kidding.
But have we seen any more of that game? I think we only got a trailer at E3.
Yeah, we got a trailer at E3, and I think they showed a little bit in their replay that they touched on. What I'm getting from it is they're just taking Dream, which was really too ambitious at the time in 1996 and 1995, and they're just rebooting it and making it 10 times better. I mean, they're dropping the sidekick dog, and they're just like introducing this massive overworld with just an MMO at sea, basically. And it's interesting to see because there hasn't been a game done like this ever.
No. And, I mean, I'm excited to see more about it. I'm wondering when we're actually going to learn a little bit more about it.
Let me see.
How far away are we from E3? Microsoft still believes in E3.
Nintendo Direct.
Oh, man. We got one of those recently, and it was so good. Everybody complained, but I liked it.
It's Super Smash Brothers.
Yeah, it's Super Smash Brothers. Like, I totally understand, like, another Fire Emblem character. Like, I looked at it, and I was like, ugh, really? And then I saw his moveset, and I was like, fuck yeah!
Yeah, he's definitely the most unique-looking Fire Emblem character of the bunch. Mm-hmm. And I can't be mad about his inclusion because I know he didn't take a spot away from anyone else. And my reasoning for that is because he's basically an advertisement for the new Fire Emblem game. He was going to be in regardless. Regardless of what people wanted or who got voted in. He was going to make it in regardless, so there's no real reason to be upset about it because it's a thing that was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I wish they would have structured the Direct a little bit differently. Like, I don't think they should have revealed Cloud until that Direct.
I agree.
The way,
100%.
structure-wise, it should have started off, okay, Corrin is in. Hey, let's talk about the Smash Bros. Fighter ballot, which I don't fully believe what they said about it. They worded things. Oops, I dropped a USB. They worded things very carefully there, and I think they should have moved on from Corrin, Bayonetta, and we've got one more surprise for you. Boom, Final Fantasy VII Cloud. That would have made the biggest splash. But I guess I can understand why they wanted to push out the Cloud up or notification for the Cloud update a little bit earlier to keep people's interest going.
I think since Final Fantasy VII Remake was shown at I think it was TGS, right?
Yes.
It was like a month before. Yeah, it was Tokyo Game Show, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was shown.
No, it was PSX. It was PSX.
Yeah. It was. I think it was PSX. Maybe that week.
Are we talking about the most recent one or the first?
The most recent one. It was at PSX, yeah. And I think it was like a week before the Direct happened. Mm-hmm. And then the Direct happened, like, oh, since that just happened, we'll just go ahead and promote their game. I think Square had a big hand in that because they said, okay, we just announced this at PSX. Let's get more exposure and be like, hey, Nintendo, we know you're working on that. Can you just go ahead and give an announcement real quick? I'm like, yeah, man, totally.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can see that being the only reason Square would even allow Nintendo to have those characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only reason Cloud is in Smash is because it's a massive, massive advertisement for Final Fantasy VII, and I'm okay with that.
I can see them trying to get Lightning or Noctis into Smash Bros. Long before Cloud.
You know, I imagine...
Without the game.
I'm trying to imagine the conversation that went on when they approached Square about this. Like, we'd like to have a Final Fantasy character in. And immediately the Square heads are like, Lightning. And Sakurai's like, no.
I imagine it went a lot the same way that the conversation with PlayStation All-Stars went, when they're like, "Ooh, we'd like Snake for PlayStation All-Stars. Can we have him?" No, Snake's out on load into Smash Bros. Right now. You can have Raiden.
We've got Raiden, you know.
Yeah, we've got a bunch of... he's got a new game.
He's the slightly less whiny version of Raiden.
Yeah, that's great. But Snake, though. There's two of them. Can we have just one? No?
Raiden was called Snake in Metal Gear Solid 2. So there you go. You got Snake. Yeah, I could definitely see the conversation going down like that. And I'm pretty sure that Sakurai was the one who was adamant about, nope, Cloud is the most number one requested character in the history of Smash. I want him. It's either him or nothing. And Square was like, we got a new Final Fantasy VII game coming out, so that works with us. And I'm happy. However it went down, I'm happy with it.
Why couldn't it have been Gino?
We almost got Gino. We've got Gino 0.5.
The dick move. The ultimate dick move.
It hurts. It hurts so much.
And you know that was Sakurai's way of saying Gino will never be in Smash. So here goes a me costume.
I like to believe that it's Sakurai saying there was never going to be a chance of Gino being in.
Yeah.
Please understand.
Yeah. Whenever you see a highly requested character like Knuckles or somebody get a Mii outfit, that's what it means. It means they never had a chance to get in. This is the best I could do. Please understand.
Super Smash Brothers and Knuckles.
Super Smash Brothers and Knuckles. Super Smash Brothers 3 and Knuckles.
It's got that lock-on cartridge.
You can hit it up with the 64 version, Super Smash Brothers 64. And Knuckles.
That's how they fit all the DLC on there. There's not enough disk space. You gotta have lock-on technology.
You gotta have lock-on technology. It's only the best from Sega 1996.
So who here actually cares about Bayonetta?
I like her.
I think it's cool. I think it's cool.
I think it's cool too. I think it's really cool.
I think she deserved the spot. However, I will say that I wish there was one more Capcom rep in there. Sean knows who I want. Character from Capcom. The other guy. I mean, we got Ryu and we got Mega Man. There's one more guy that I wish was in Smash, and he would fit perfectly.
Monster Hunter?
No.
We got Monster Hunter.
No. Oh yeah, we did get Monster Hunter.
Did we?
Sadly.
Oh yeah, we got.
We got the Mii stuff. Those costumes are actually pretty cool, though. I am drawing a blank though. Who is this Capcom rep?
Come on, Sean.
Who is it? Who is this man? Oh wait, King K. Wait, no, that's rare.
That's rare, dude. Rare doesn't have any reps in Smash except for DK
Donkey Kong.
Yeah, DK and Diddy, but
I'm surprised there was no K. Rool reference there in that direct. But I am lost on this Capcom rep. Who is it?
Come on, man.
Oh man,
Masked Man.
Oh, yeah, Joe. Yeah, beautiful Joe.
Mans.
Oh, that would have been so good. He fits perfectly.
Yeah, he's a perfect character for Smash.
It's a shame he's completely irrelevant.
But Wonder Red, I would have settled with it, because they're made by the same dev.
Wonder Red should have been in Smash. The problem is Nintendo is trying to pretend that game never happened.
Really?
I don't know why. It was a good game.
Great.
It was an amazing game, but it didn't sell well.
Yeah, it's not Splatoon.
Yeah, it's like that's the other thing. Like, I am amazed that a Splatoon character did not make a main character.
Well, we got Mii's.
Like, there's such a cool.
We got Mii's.
We got Mii's 6 months ago when the game launched. I think that was them saying, "Here's your Inklings. Go ahead and play with them. We're not going to release a character though.
At least not till the next Smash. I don't think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can kind of see it. Whereas like Splatoon is like this, it's a very non-violent shooter, which is something that we don't see a lot of. So I can see Nintendo trying to keep Splatoon away from violence. But then why give us the Mii characters? I don't know.
If anything, honestly, I think it's because Splatoon was really the big surprise hit, not only for everybody else, but for Nintendo as well. I don't think they expected it to do that. They expected that it would do nearly as well as it did. It sold tons of copies. It's moved actual Wii U consoles. It won Game of the Year awards all over the place. And I think they figured, okay, well, this is way more popular than we thought it would be. It's going to be, they're going to be characters in the next Smash game. I think they probably just didn't have the development time on hand to really work that in to Smash 4 during its lifetime, because as we know, they started all the DLC for Smash 4 after the game came out. That's another part of the Smash Direct that Sakurai talked about. That they could have started this. They could have started DLC characters alongside development of the game, and overall that would have been a more cost-effective manner of developing. But he felt like that would have been nickel and diming players, which honestly it is. Kind of a shot at a bunch of other developers out there too. I was clapping for Sakurai there.
It would have gotten the DLC to us quicker, but it would have gypped a lot of people that say, hey, it's dislike content, bro.
Yep, dislike content. So they started all that development, which is really amazing since Smash has only really been out, a little over a full year now?
Yeah.
Just about, yeah.
And all of this DLC development started post-release. And we've gotten Ryu, we've gotten Cloud, we've gotten Lucas back. Surprised we didn't get Wolf. We got Roy, we got Mewtwo, we're getting Bayonetta, we're getting Corrin, some completely new characters to the game. It's really impressive, really impressive.
No Snake.
No Snake.
Well, I would have liked to have Jack
not
Bauer
today.
Snake.
But dude, with Konami 2015, that never would have happened.
It was not going to happen. I mean,
pull the lever.
Yeah.
Bayonetta was a pretty good makeup, though. Yeah. Sean knows my quarrels with the Fire Emblem reps. He disagrees with me about Roy, but I wish that he just stayed in the body bag, and Lucina was just absolutely not needed. Just not needed. Okay, think about this. If they had Marth, Ike, Robin, and Corrin, those 4 reps, tell me that is not a unique set of Fire Emblem characters, and you would, not feel happy about it.
Ooh, don't get me wrong. Like, I also think it's kind of gross that there's so many Fire Emblem characters in there. But
with those 4, though, it makes sense.
Like, Lucina was basically just a palette. Like she's a character model swap. Yeah. It probably took them less time to develop her than any of the characters in there. So that's why I don't feel too bad that she's in there.
Dark Pit!
Oh, Dark Pit, I'm sorry.
Actually, Dark Pit.
I was so upset with Dark Pit. I cannot tell you how upset I was with Dark Pit. Like, I love Kid Icarus Uprising, and so I thought for sure, like, I had arguments with friends about this where I was like, oh, I bet Dark Pit will be in, and they're like, no, because then he'll just be a clone, and they said no clones. And
I think I'm more mad about Palutena than I am about Dark Pit.
What's wrong with Palutena? I don't play her, personally.
I don't see the point of the character being in Smash when she's been just an overseer in all of the games, basically.
Yeah, you're right. Like,
she has no fighting experience whatsoever. She has no combat experience. What makes her a fighter? She's just kind of stuck in there.
Let's be honest here. It's a Sakurai
character. I mean,
it's a Sakurai character.
That's the only point, is that it's a Sakurai character. He makes the game, so therefore his series gets rep. People were saying, oh, we're going to get Waddle Dee in this game. We're going to get Bandana D.
You remember Bandana D hype? Oh, man.
We should just consider ourselves lucky that Krako isn't a main character.
Yeah, that's very true.
The biggest character, yeah.
When you take Lucina and Roy, Lucina is just a palette swap with a few moveset changes, like her sword functions differently. And then you take Roy, who has a higher fall speed, and his sword functions differently, but basically the same character. At that point, I don't really see a use for both of them. However, if you have Marth, Ike, Robin, and Corrin, all 4 have unique movesets and have something to bring to Smash, and 2 of those characters being new, I'm perfectly fine with that, because all 4 characters function differently and have different mix-ups. They are unique. But with those 2...
Are you saying you don't want Robin?
No, I don't want Roy and Lucina. I don't really think that they are necessary. Sean will argue with me, because he thinks that Roy is necessary because it's a popular character, and yes, it is. And people wanted him, but it doesn't have a place. I feel like it's just another clone with a different, a heavier weight, and the sword functions differently. It's kind of how Wolf was a semi-clone of Fox, but he had different mechanics, or I guess Falco the same way. they function the same way. You know, they have the same kind of mix-ups, the same,
Yeah, it's definitely one of those preference things that, like, it's Smash Bros. So everybody's got their picks.
Yeah.
So as soon as there's somebody that doesn't seem to make very much sense, you gotta wonder, like, oh, could this person have been in if they hadn't wasted their time with this person?
Yeah, I mean, and keep in mind that I do use a clone as my main character. I use Dr. Mario. But with looking at Fire Emblem, it's just a little extreme right now.
They've got, like, what, 7 reps?
6.
6?
Mushroom
Okay,
Kingdom has 8.
Yeah, I was about to say they're a hop, skip, and a jump away from the Mario rep numbers. They're outnumbering the Zelda reps, and that's a lot of Fire Emblem characters.
Technically, Metroid only has 1.
Yep. F-Zero, only 1. Although it's a less popular franchise, I'm willing to concede that one.
Yeah, it is.
But yeah.
Pokemon.
I like how Sakurai. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're fine.
I like how Sakurai has given up on retiring and moving, like, letting the next generation take care of Smash Bros.
Although Namco did a good job.
Mm-hmm. Namco did a great job.
Never even Sakurai, know, but Namco did a good job.
I feel like I can't remember where he said it. I think it might have been in an interview with Kotaku, but it was like, I can't just, like, hand it over. It's too difficult at this point. Like, we have too much going on with Smash Bros.
He just needs to move into the Miyamoto position where I'm not going to be actively programming, I'm just going to be director, overseer. Mm-hmm. Walk in smiling and saying, you know what, I like that concept you're building there. Add a flower that shoots galaxies to it. Good job.
Rule over the entire office with an iron fist that's wrapped in a cast because he screwed up his wrist programming Smash Bros.
I can't even think of like a Nintendo without Miyamoto though. That's gonna be weird in like 10 years. Yeah, hopefully he stays alive for longer than that. Yeah.
Don't say that.
He's not that old. He's not that old, John.
Like
yeah,
65?
But he's gonna retire at some point. I doubt he's going to be with Nintendo until the day he dies. You know,
but it's gonna be weird.
Yeah,
I do think though that either this Zelda or the next Zelda is going to be his very last, and it's going to be a bad time.
I think it's this is probably a debatable.
Like you think he's going to go
topic? No, I think it would be okay if he bowed out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's done a bunch of amazing games, but lately his opinion on video gaming has skewed more towards, like, oh, look at the silly thing. Like, ha 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 ha. Like, Paper Mario Sticker Star. Have either of you played it?
No, for good reason, because I don't recognize any Paper Mario game after Thousand Year Door.
Dude, Thousand
Year Door is the GOAT.
Yeah,
it is the GOAT.
So imagine Thousand Year Door, except all of the RPG elements have been removed.
Yep.
But there's still combat. Mm-hmm. There's no leveling.
Yep.
So there's still combat.
Is it basically using Brawl's sticker system to, like, up your stats?
No. There's, like, nothing. Like, stickers are attacks. There are no stats. There's nothing. The game never gets any harder or whatever. You don't level up in any regard. You just play through it like a Mario stage, kind of, but adventure-y a little bit too. It's kind of like what was that one for the Wii? Paper Mario or Super Paper Mario.
Super Paper Mario,
yep.
Yeah.
Not a fan of that one either.
It's kind of like that, but it's got a little bit more adventure-y, like open world aspect to it.
Right now, I'm just leaving Alpha Dream to develop the Mario RPGs because, I mean, the Mario and Luigi saga is still one of the best series that comes out of Nintendo. I played Dream Team like last year. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. The difficulty was good. The leveling was great. The combat system was innovative, and I loved it. It was amazing. And the Paper Mario series, I think I've all but given up on it. I think it's just gonna remain kind of a slapstick series where people are like, that series used to be so good. Now it sucks. Let's laugh at it.
Well, now it's gonna be half of the new.
I know. I saw
Mario and Luigi.
Paper Jam.
Paper Jam, yeah.
It's getting some good.
I hear it's still got the RPG elements though of Mario and Luigi, so
that's good. But back to what I was saying. I wouldn't be like terribly upset if Miyamoto just kind of like bowed out while he's still got like a great name, because like people are starting to feel it. I think where like Miyamoto made games are starting to feel like, if not a little old fashioned, but like not quite up to par anymore. Like Miyamoto's pretty old fashioned when it comes to game development, and there's nothing wrong with that. Mm-hmm. But like Splatoon came out, and it perfectly proved, unfortunately, exactly what Nintendo fans have been yelling all these years is, oh, Nintendo just makes Legend of Zelda and Mario and whatever over and over and over and over again. I don't want that. And then Splatoon came out and they're like, yeah, this is exactly what we wanted. So,
well, like, I mean, then at the same time, one of the biggest cries from gamers this year was, no Zelda? What?
Yeah, right. So
no Star Fox games. What?
People still want those games. I think it would be really great to let somebody else try.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Like some of the best Zeldas were made by Capcom.
Yo, Link to the Past, GBA.
Yeah,
that remake was fantastic. A Link Between Worlds, fantastic. Oh, good stuff. Yeah.
So. And I love Miyamoto. I don't want to be misquoted with that. I love him and his games, and he is my hero. But like, sometimes some people live long enough to see themselves become the villain, and I don't want who is basically my Santa Claus. Like, I would be perfectly okay if he just kind of like dropped the mic and said like, I'm out. Enjoy the wonderful games that I've made for you.
I'm trying to think of the last game that he's really been involved with directing. It's Star Fox, isn't it?
It's Star Fox, that's his baby right now.
So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how that performs when it comes out. The latest trailers for it have looked pretty good. Mm-hmm. They've kind of addressed a little bit of that. Is this just Star Fox 64 again? Kind of criticism.
No. Have either of you played Star Fox 2? Played the beta version, the one that. So you played it, Sean?
I have.
I've watched a lot of footage.
So you've watched it. I will say that game looks like 64 and 2 just had a beautiful baby, and I want to play it so much that I'm giddy as hell.
Yeah.
Well, they've said that as much themselves. Like, this is basically a reboot of the entire series. Mm-hmm. They're starting over with the technology that they've got now, with the grand vision that they had back then, which is puppet animals flying spaceships.
Yep.
That's what it was. Back to basics.
Oh, that's coming out in April, too. It's going to come out the same month as Uncharted. Well, we'll see, because Uncharted got delayed again.
Yeah, again.
Rip.
RIP.
The thieves' end that never ends.
Yep.
Oh, man. Well, all right, before we go on too long, this has been, 37 minutes and 30 seconds?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a pretty good test.
I'd say so, yeah.
Pretty darn good. All right.
More than just an audio test, it also proves we can fill time really easily.
Yeah, good discussion there, boys. And there we go. We did wind up going on just a couple of more minutes, just talking about all kinds of things, but that's pretty much it for the podcast preview, as it were. This was, again, just a preview to sort of test the waters and see exactly how we could all handle a conversation with one another, and I think it went over pretty well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if you spent the time actually listening to this almost 40 minutes of audio, you're a real MVP. We are on track to record the first official episode of the EOTW podcast this Friday, the first day of the new year. So I'll be looking forward to that. It should be going up on the channel probably around Sunday. But anyways, it's going to be it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching and for listening. And as always, I am TheBlackLink. You guys stay frosty.